They about to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topic? Crew looking like Pentatonics, locked in, recording in tropics. In the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, we lit, never thought about it. Just they about to look at the shit that I'm on, why don't we get in topics? Sitting way back, all black, I'm talking, feeling like Shaq, I weigh my options. In the East Big 3, Big Bronzy B, way good, he working on optics. Thought biz while smoking exotics, it's saucy, all the projects. It's saucy.
What's up? RCR Presents MSD Sports, and we back at it, episode 29. My name is Sam, also known as YBK. We got Mikey over here, and we got Camden over here. And let's get it, Mikey, introduce yourself, Mikey, introduce yourself.
Yo. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Michael John, coming at you. I'm out to 02135, and I'm with my guys right here. David looking a little snazzy today.
Ooh, yes, sir. David looking fresh. Camden, what's up?
What's going on? You know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Club Paradise, a.k.a. Camden Lee. And, I'm with the greatest trio ever assembled. I wanted to spice it up a little bit today. Usually I'm in a little bit, with my jerseys and stuff like that. But we got a little bit of stuff that we talking about. We had a big weekend this weekend. So, I'm just kind of refreshing over that and having my time. But I'm with the boys today. YBK.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What we doing, baby?
Yes, sir. Today, episode 29, the agenda. We got MLB news. As we record, today is Jackie Robinson Day. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. NBA season now is over, guys. Regular season come to a close. Playing start today. Hawks and Magic, I think, are playing right now. I think so. And then we going to talk about some Masters golf. David looking like he just came back from the Masters. He got that glove on too for the viewers too watching. Woo.
Had to let him know.
Yes, sir. Started out MLB April 15th. Jackie Robinson Day, guys. I mean, this man, icon, legend. I mean, almost he is a hero. Breaking barriers. Let's talk about his accolades, guys. For the first African American player to play in the MLB. This guy won Rookie of the Year in 1947, National League MVP, 6-time All-Star, and a World Series champion in 1955, National League batting champion in 49. He was a stolen base leader 2 times in his career, and he is a Hall of Fame inductee. And we have to talk about his number, guys. It's been retired across all MLB teams. So if you visit any of the 30 MLB parks and stadiums, you'll always see that number 42 somewhere in their retired number section of that park. So yeah, guys, how do you guys feel about Jackie Robinson when you hear about it personally?
I'm very grateful. You know what I'm saying? Being an African American male, to be able to celebrate Jackie Robinson Day. I think when it comes to the sport of baseball, and I think America as a whole, Jackie Robinson really was the glue to start bringing people together. We were coming out of some segregation. We had some issues with Jim Crow. And, he was able to kind of break down that wall. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. But I think in terms of the game that we see today, players from all over the country, international players, we just celebrated kind of our season opener with our little classic, in Japan. But, just to say much, or not to say too much, but Jackie Robinson was that guy. I'm lost for words. There's so many things I can say. But yeah, Michael John, how do you feel about Jackie Robinson, what he's done for the game today?
An absolute legend. I mean, well-deserved, not only baseball prowess, but he was a menace at all sports that he played. He went to UCLA and Pasadena Junior College. So shout out to Pasadena, shout out to UCLA. But I think really where it transgresses, like it's bigger than sports, right? It transcends sports because he was a proponent of nonviolence, right? Civil disobedience. And I feel like to influence the movements of Martin Luther King Jr. and, to stand up for what's right, it takes a lot of courage, especially at that time. So, I mean, salute to Jackie Robinson, an absolute legend, and thank you for bringing this one up, Sam, and thanks for sharing that insight, David.
Yes, sir. Jackie Robinson Day. I love it because every year we celebrate this day, and all the players today, if they've played an MLB game today, they're gonna wear that number 42 behind their backs, and the whole team, even the whole dugout, wearing number 42 to commemorate Jackie Robinson. And I want to talk about something else here about MLB. I know we got WBC, World Baseball Classic. It's coming in 2026. But we got a special announcement here. All the managers and coaches have been announced, guys. But we have a captain in the new American squad. And his name is Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. So my captain became the nation's captain. And let's get it. So all the players haven't been announced yet, but I think they're starting off from Aaron Judge. Does this mean automatic gold for USA? I don't know, because we have Shohei on the other side of the globe just waiting for us to go. But guys, how you guys feel? Your captain's Aaron Judge too now. So let's get it.
Listen, when it comes to the world, I will always bleed for my country. When it comes to the pinstripes, I don't know those bums. But anyway, it's okay. I respect Aaron Judge. He's a great player. When I say, just a class act when it comes to the game of baseball, just on the field and off the field, I think this is well deserved. I don't really see another, I guess, American-born player with his type of prowess, kind of his type of, ability to, rally the troops, and especially being the head of the pinstripes during this time. I think, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. Michael John, how do you feel? Are you thinking, Aaron Judge is the guy? Did you want somebody else or what?
No, I think he is well deserved for Aaron Judge. I have no problem with it being Aaron Judge. He's been reigning MVP, MVP pace, right? We'll see. And he might not be the best player during the World Baseball Classic. You never know. Baseball is very streaky. Let's see who's going to come back. Because I feel like some guys, if we got like Kyle Tucker back, if we got Mike Trout back, and Trout this year, we could get to him at some point, I'm sure, because he's looking like the Trout of old. Bobby Witt Jr. It goes on for these guys who can really hit the ball. What I would like to see is who's the pitching rotation is going to be actually for this upcoming World Baseball Classic. I'm not sure if it's released, but Sam, you might know.
I don't know, because it's not released yet, but I can predict a much younger rotation here, one of the best here. But it's so hard because MLB in 2025 has been so much. The culture has been mixed around the whole globe now. So these 5-star players, and it could be non-American, so it's hard to kind of choose, But in terms of the top pitcher right now that comes to my head is Paul Skeens. Can definitely play for WBC and represent USA, because that would be nuts.
I mean, how do we feel about a captain being announced almost a year before the tournament's going to be starting? Do you feel like, in terms of they had to pick a position player because of the fact that there might be an injury or something might happen that kind of could happen or later on? And also a question is, do you think that if you guys make it to the championship, you guys make it to the pennant, that you'll definitely be playing in the World Baseball Classic? Or do you think Judge might want to take some time off because he's been playing 3 late postseason series back to back to back?
And I'll answer your second question first. WBC takes place during spring training days, I think.
Okay.
So it's more like the team allowing you to go. Even that's preparation for the season. So you're kind of sacrificing that too. But in terms of that, it depends on the team. But it's really funny. When Aaron Judge was announced captain, he said he didn't talk to the Yankees about this before making the decision. So I don't know what that means in terms of Aaron Judge is I don't need your permission to play for my country.
Yeah.
I want to represent, and since I'm captain now, I feel like I have the right to not even tell you, because I am captain of your team anyway. He did not tell the Yankees.
How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that?
That's okay. If you the baddest man in the dugout, you the baddest man in the clubhouse, then I get to play ball for my country. It's like the Olympics, right? Think about it. If you get invited to the Olympics, I don't think no one's gonna be mad, especially if you're the one that's in line to be the captain. So I'm not mad at it. I think he's earned it.
No, 100%. I
Definitely.
think 100% that he's earned it. That's not an issue of that. I just am concerned because it's like there's a lot of injuries that are happening. We'll talk about kind of what's been going on over the last kind of few weeks in baseball. But I'm just a little concerned because I did hear that the Yankees had no clue that he was even doing this. So I was wondering if they felt some type of way. And YBK, I was wondering, is there any incentive for playing in the YBC other than, for pride? Do you get any money? Or is it endorsements? Or is it just kind of like guys are just playing for their countries like the Olympics?
I feel like it's more pride for the country, but I'm sure you win some money here. So I'm seeing here the winning team of the baseball classic earns $1 million. So
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Player. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says winning team though. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. We'll see.
I think it's bragging rights more based, especially for these younger guys, or like you have Bryce Harper who missed the last World Baseball Classic because he had Tommy John surgery. Like
Yep.
he's gonna want to play because it's a nice thing to put on the resume, the career experience, you know. And then you got youngins like the Red Sox very own Christian Campbell. You got like a young and upcoming guy could play for his country. We talking early 20s. It'd be nice to see. I'm sure you have a lot of fun to just be involved, just to be in the vicinity of all these great guys.
Definitely.
It's giving me Olympics vibes, you know?
I mean, as you just said it, like Christian Campbell, according to the New York Times article, they're like projecting because Aaron Judge was announced captain. They're projecting like the team around him. They're saying like catcher Cal Riley for the Mariners, Adley Rutschman for the Orioles, and the infield we got Bryce, Mookie, Bobby Witt, Austin Riley, Gunnar Henderson as a backup, Christian Campbell as a player too, and Brendan Donovan. And we go to the outfield, we get Judd, Trout, Corbin Carroll, Kyle Tucker, as we spoke, Jackson Merrill, and Chandler Simpson. And when we talked about Paul Skeens, they're saying starting rotation, Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, Zach Wheeler, Hunter Green, Logan Gilbert, Garrett Crochet. So this is a strong team, guys. And
Damn.
bullpen looking electric. Devin Williams, Josh Hader, Mason Miller, Tanner Scott. So, guys, the Team USA is going to be looking good, but the reigning champs is Team Japan.
Yes, they are.
And I feel like I like how they could come down to the days where Trout was almost like the face of the MLB, of like America, I guess, in terms of Team USA. I kind of like the transition. I feel like I know that injuries happen for Trout, and it's very unfortunate, and because he was the guy, right? So this is a cool kind of like, here you go, here's the crown, you know what I'm saying? Kind of stepping away for Trout, but the face of baseball is still Shohei Ohtani, right? As we
For sure.
Who you telling?
Yeah.
Who you telling?
Yeah, that guy has been just electric all season in, season out. You know what I mean? This guy's been crazy.
Yeah, talk to me about the season. Unless you guys have any more thoughts on World Baseball Classic, I want to hear about what's going on. I want GM YBK to talk to me about the MLB season.
I feel like for WBC, it's 2026. So when we get to that point, we're definitely gonna go dive deep. Maybe talk when we get to the playoffs round. When we get to close to the maybe round of eights, we can talk about like a deep team like insight. Because there's some great MLB players that join their home teams and makes definitely an influence and definitely a change for those teams. But yeah, let's go. We got 17 games, around 17, 18 games played so far. So maybe a month in. I guess so. A little small sample size, but we'll briefly run through these divisions here. We'll start off with the American League, but there's one division I want to talk about. I'll talk about that division last. But we'll start off with our division, guys. Yankees are number one in the American League East right now with a 10-7 record. They just beat the Royals. So yeah, 10-7, not bad. And I feel like for not having Cole and Heel is not bad. I'm satisfied in where we are. I've been complaining about our offense, but I feel like ever since that sweep we had, guys, in the Brewers, that home run record, torpedo bat we talked about, it's just been on a decline. The Blue Jays 10-8. Ever since signing Vladdy, I don't think he's had hit a home run in 24 at bats, I think. But he's Vladdy. He's a generational player, so I'm not worried about that. Tampa Bay Rays even 500, 8-8. Boston Red Sox 8-10, fourth place. Baltimore Orioles 6-9, last place in the AL East. Guys, do you have any thoughts about this division? Our
I mean,
division?
guys, there's a couple things. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Yankees for not killing us yet in terms of taking over too many games, because you guys have been playing all right, but you guys been in a slow skid. Shout out to y'all. Keep doing that. However, the Boston Red Sox, what are we doing? We just lost a game, okay, to the Tampa Bay Rays, 16-1, okay? 14 runs in the third inning. Defense, abysmal. Hitting, abysmal. Pitching, abysmal. What did we spend all this money for? I'm confused, okay? We pulled out the Brinks truck thinking that we were going to get some wonderful defensive players. We moved some people around. We strengthened the infield. But listen, errors. People don't look mentally sharp. I don't know if it's, you know what I mean, the fog in the air. I don't know if people just get not ready for the summertime. Michael John, have you been watching these games? Have you been just watching this travesty?
Well, Tanner Houck has been terrible. Let's put that on him for 16-1 because he had 2 innings pitched and he gave up 11 earned runs. So let's put that on him. His opponents are batting .350 against Tanner Houck right now. Okay, then we reel it into the bright spots. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the bright spots. I will update the standings you gave, Sam.
Yeah.
The Rays did lose. The Sox won 7-4 tonight,
okay,
so Sox are 9-10.
9-10, okay.
Rays are 8-9.
Gotcha,
So the
gotcha.
division is very close still. We need to figure out what's going to happen with this pitching rotation because Tanner Houck can't be a starting pitcher if you have 4 games started, 18 innings pitched, and your ERA is over 9. Okay, that's that. We need to figure out who, maybe one of these guys in the bullpen, or maybe we got to have some dudes, pitch by committee, because Garrett Crochet cannot play every single game because this dude is lights out, and he pitched lights out against his former team. 7 innings,
Ooh.
1 earned run, 11 Ks
Ooh.
when they came into town the other day. So the
crazy.
bright spots is that Garrett Crochet is pitching nasty. 1.38 ERA, 26 innings pitched, 2-1 record. That's okay. Let's see who's going to come around. Bueller, even though I've been kind of skeptical, still am. Last 2 starts, better. So I'm going to give you that.
Yeah,
When are the bats going to get consistent?
Yes, that's what.
Will they get consistent? What do you think, Sam? Bregman, I will say, has kind of come around a bit. We've seen Bregman coming around a bit. So
He's been picking it up. He's been picking it up for sure. He has a 321 as we speak. 321, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs, OPS over 900. And, I mean, if you see here, they say what? League average? Not league average, but if you bat over 800 OPS, you're pretty solid, right? So you have Romy Gonzalez, Wilmer Abreu, Alex Bregman, Christian Campbell. They're all above 900 OPS. So
Yeah, when they get on base, but the problem is that there's so many strikeouts, nobody's getting on base.
But the issue is the pitching. You can't just have one horse lead your team going. You need at least one more semi-horse to at least cruise your team going while your number one is resting. And this is very frustrating because it's the same thing going on with the New York Yankees as well. But yes, you need to get the Walker Buehler, the Hawk. Like, Hawk cannot give up 11 runs in a start at all. That should be like maybe give up 11 runs in like 8 starts. That's good, like not one start. So yeah, starting pitching definitely is an issue. But how's your guys' bullpen? How's your bullpen going?
I mean, how can we? It's hard to be able to even, kind of calculate how well our bullpen is when you got guys who can't even survive 4 innings.
I feel you.
a couple dudes do look good, though. We got to give credit. I'll say Chapman is still lights out.
Yes, Chapman's still
He's still pitching heat. And Garrett Whitlock has looked good too. So you gotta shout out the boys because they kind of have looked decent, And what's Weissert? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Weissert.
Weissert. Yep.
They've been looking decent. So, but the problem is there's no consistency with the batting, and I feel like we need to bail out these starting pitchers. We can't lose the low scoring games, the 3-1s, the 3-2s, the 4-3s. because once or twice a week we're gonna put up a lot of runs. It's figuring out how we gonna get those close ones. So that's my concern. But the bullpen has been decent.
Yeah.
When
We
you
just can't put it all together right now.
When
I
you
don't
see
know
your
what it is.
runs scored, runs allowed, I mean, the Sox 85 runs scored, 97 runs allowed, minus 12 difference. So you gotta have to get that balance going, get above, because you have to be above to go to the playoffs. Like you have to.
And that's crazy with 12 runs above, and we just lost 16-1. So really, we're doing okay. At the end of the day, we're doing all right, but we can't close. You know what I'm saying? We can't deliver. So it's like that's the only thing I've been struggling to watch my Sox during the spring. I'm hoping that over time, the summertime does a little bit better. The warm air gives them a little bit, but I just feel like the continuity right now is just not there. It's just not. But we did spend this conference, this AL East, they did spend a lot of money. So it makes sense why guys are still kind of getting their footing. So
yeah, I mean,
Do you want to talk to us about your boys, Sam? I know you waiting.
Yeah,
let's hear
because
it.
this is pretty similar kind of situation we're having here with the Yankees. Because Max Fried looking pretty good. He just won 3-0 with a 1.88 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and I think 17 innings. So he's been our horse. I mean, it would have been great to see Cole Fried, but I mean, Fried to be that number one is great, but the rest has been an issue, guys. Carlos Rodon, Carlos Carrasco, Will Warren. These guys it's like they haven't been what a starting pitcher should do, like what David said. You can't just give us 3 innings and just say peace out and rely on a bullpen for the rest six more innings for the bullpen. It should be the other way around. So, and I feel like the answer here is, I feel like with all of our worries here is 17 games, right? So that's the only like kind of thing in my mind to kind of keep away from like the flaws of the Yankees right now. But starting pitching needs help. Clark Schmidt's coming back tomorrow, so season debut for Clark Schmidt after missing the first 17 games. So we'll see how he does. What that means is we'll have to send down either Carrasco or Will Warren, the veteran or the rookie, choose between, or send down a bullpen piece and move them to the bullpen. So the decisions for the Yankees. How do you guys feel about Tampa Bay playing in George Steinbrenner Field? For me, I think it's so weird still.
Tell me, what are they? They're playing at, like, they're not playing in their OG stadium?
Because I think of the hurricane that happened in Tampa, or not Tampa, in Florida. Tropicana Field destroyed, guys. So they paid the Yankees $15 million this year to use their spring training facility, George Steinbrenner Field, for this season.
So who's going to the game? Like, what's the crowd size? It's not even like a full crowd?
So it's like I think it's like what, 8,000? It's full.
Damn.
But I guess the people at Tampa, because it's in the same city, it's in Tampa, Florida, and so I feel like for the fans, I don't know how far, but it'll be fine. But yeah, they're playing in our spring facility right now.
I mean, they might have the record for sellout games this year because of the fact that, you know what I mean, the stadium is so little. I mean, $15 million. I feel like that's a hell of a steal from you guys again. You know what I mean? The Yankees get richer, you know what I mean, by ripping off a low-level team that don't even got enough money to have a secondary ballpark. They couldn't even play on a college field. That's how bad it was. I mean, listen, guys, it's the Tampa Bay Rays. You know what I mean? They might make a little noise here and there, but at the end of the day, they're not going to win nothing. So, you know, if you want to shell out $15 million to the Yankees, as long as, you know, you guys ain't taking some of their revenue and their ticket sales, I feel like it's not that terrible. But if y'all getting a little cream on the top too,
that'd be crazy. I think that'd be too much. That'd be too much.
Y'all
15 million is good enough, I feel like.
That's so y'all just taking people's money.
It does affect like our AAA players or like players that need rehab. You know what I mean? It does affect that, but I feel $15 million is enough.
He said, "I'll take the 15 million."
Yeah.
So you can record at my house. It's all right. You gonna pay?
Yeah,
me
you can stay right here. You can stay right here.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel bad for Tampa Bay. You know, shout out obviously to the families and everybody affected. You know what I mean, during that travesty. But yeah, I mean, it's It's the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees ain't worried about Tampa Bay. That's their little cousin. Their little cousin.
I can't wait to play over there. It'd be interesting. Yeah, it's like home.
Mm.
So it was funny because in the last spring training home game for the Yankees, as soon as they were done, Tampa Bay team comes in, gets rid of all the Yankee like logo, icon, picture, poster, made it the Rays right away because they needed to set that up for opening day. You know, so it was funny to see like those pictures, like them just renovating
ripping
almost,
things
like
off
ripping
the
it
walls.
off and just like
Ripping
taking
it off the walls.
Yeah, it was
No,
funny.
that company is happy. Like, damn, we got another job. We got another
true.
another extra
That's a
job
gig,
to set
yeah.
up real quick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they know they have to rip it back when they're done after this year. So there's like, I bet we have to come back next year, set it up.
Any other surprises that you got around the MLB? Because I know you were saying we'll start American League. What's the other? You want to talk about NL West?
So
how crazy
in
it
American
is?
League, I wanna give an alert right now. Tarek Schoolball alert. Tarek Schoolball alert. AL Cy Young, former AL Cy Young winner right now. He's coming off 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, 0 earned, 0 walk. Last start, 6th inning, 6 strikeouts, 0 earned, 0 walk. Tarek Schoolball. He's coming in hot for the Detroit Tigers, guys.
Schoolball's trying to make a run. If he could do this all year, he might win the Cy Young.
Back to back will be crazy.
Back to back, getting on back to back, like you know what I'm saying.
They were a playoff team last year, so we'll see. I mean, that was it for me in the American League. What do you guys? Do you have anything for the American League, guys, before we go to National League?
No, it's been
Angels
pretty
are still
quiet.
surprised at us.
Yeah,
Angels
that's
still
true.
surprising
That's
us.
true. That's number 1, right? Number 1.
I'm surprised, man, but I don't know how long it will be sustained. I feel like they're heartbreakers.
They're heartbreakers.
Yeah,
National
that's all I
League.
got in American League.
Okay, so we'll go to the National League, but let's go to the National League West. That's the most thing I want to talk about right here, guys. This division: Padres 14-3, Giants 12-5, Dodgers 12-6, Diamondbacks 10-7, and then of course the Rockies, whatever, 3-13, whatever. But these 4 teams, guys, has been going at it with each other. Padres never lost a home game. 11-0 at home. You buy a Padres ticket, you go home happy. Crazy. And I want to talk about the San Francisco Giants. Shout out my fellow Korean brother. Jung Hoo Lee has been raking it, guys. He's been going crazy, guys, for his squad. He hit, well, he's a Yankee killer, though. He just, in the Yankee series this past weekend, he finished with like 3 home runs. But right now, he's, batting a .322 batting average, 3 home runs, 11 ribbies, a 1 OPS, guys. He's been crushing it for the Giants, and I want to keep on rooting for him because I love to see the Dodgers below all the other ones. I know it's early, but I'm just hating right now. But I like to see the Dodgers a little bit in the bottom, you know what I mean? So how do you guys feel about the National League West and how they playing? They're performing well.
I mean, this is what I gotta say. Okay, the National League West is the hardest division I think in baseball right now. I think when it comes to the National League champion, it's gonna be coming out of there. The question is, who's it gonna be? Because you got 4 teams that can, 3 teams that you know gonna do some damage, 4 teams that you know can ruin somebody's day. I mean, I'm loving everything about this conference. I think it's one of those things where it's highlights, electricity, and star players. So, I mean, I wish that, the Boston Red Sox could get a little bit of this juju. I would gladly take the Padres being 11-0 at home. I'd gladly take the Dodgers and just lose a couple games, lose 5 games. I'd be cool with that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the toughest divisions in baseball right now, and it's showing itself early in the season.
Yeah.
You know what I haven't seen a lot from or heard a lot from is Roki Sasaki. I haven't really heard a lot of buzz about him right now. Like, I mean, I'm looking at his performance so far in 4 starts is 13 innings pitched. So I'm feeling like that's going to have to tick up. I know there's a lot of pressure, but like you're making your debut, etc. But Yamamoto has been
Yama
nasty.
has been going
Nasty.
at it for the Dodgers.
So I think that that's interesting. I will say, you know how they say like things regress to the mean.
Yep.
You're not gonna stay 11-0 at home. I'm sorry, you're not gonna. They ain't gonna be able to keep winning like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that they can't be, stay 20 games above 500 at home, 30 game. I'm not, we'll see. But 11-0 is a crazy start.
Wild numbers.
It's pretty crazy
Yeah,
at home to have.
that's crazy, but you got to give credit to them because they got some good players. We talked about it last time. Tatis, he's looking like the MVP style Tatis. Machado looking like the Machado that got that huge contract. They got some talent there,
They
so
do.
I'd be a little nervous if I was the Dodgers. I'd be a little nervous. Not, I didn't say a lot nervous, a little nervous.
Well, it's crazy because they made a lot of moves last offseason. And they made a couple moves this past offseason, but 2 off seasons ago, they were doing some stuff, and guys were wondering why are Machado and Tatis playing together when Machado had a chance to go somewhere else. And I think now it's kind of starting to show almost that first year later. Okay, we were kind of under the radar. The Dodgers were kind of running the league right now. We can kind of get up and kind of get ourselves ready. And then this year, they're kind of taking that next step forward. I still don't think that they're better than the Dodgers. I still think all that deferred money has kind of helped. This definitely kind of helped out tremendously. But no, I definitely am really excited to see what's going to happen during the summer. I think it's early in the MLB season. We're seeing teams that we thought were going to have some traction, kind of not get their footing yet. We're seeing some teams that we knew were going to come out the gate hot, coming out firing, and we have some surprises. So, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
You know who hasn't been good in that division is Corbin Burns, who I thought would be pitching nasty. And so if he comes around, they're a threat because everyone else, like, they're kind of giving up a lot of runs, that rotation, the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
But they're hitting good. Josh Naylor's looking good. Corbin Carroll's playing crazy.
Corbin
Their
Carroll.
shortstop Perdomo is batting like 400 or something, but they got 2 players over 1,000 OPS.
That's beautiful.
Corbin Carroll
That's
1.158, crazy.
If you're batting 1 dot, it's like, all right, you really good right now. You feeling it. You good. You good. Like,
Yeah,
I have nothing to
so
say.
we'll see. I like this division. I like a competitive division because there's too many stinky divisions where, you know what I mean? Braves stink, dude. I'm sorry. That's my one other note is that the Braves stink, and I'm
Trash.
eating my words from my preseason prediction, I think, in that National League East.
You thought they were going to be something.
Yeah.
Basura. You let them know.
Terrible so
Basura.
far.
I mean, is Acuna back?
I don't think yet, right?
Let me
I don't think
see.
so. Is
Okay,
he
he
back?
didn't play at all. He didn't play at all yet.
No,
So
I
they're
don't
still
think so.
they're still like in the kitchen right now. They're still cooking right now. They're
Still
trying to
cooking.
shift something up
Yeah.
right now.
We'll see when he comes back if
We
he
need to see
can
them full
uplift that
force,
team.
because it's still early. Because we all saw Tampa Bay Rays last year start 12-0 or 13-0, and then
True.
Yeah, so we'll see. And I feel like one thing, I'm just hating right now. The Mets have the best ERA, team ERA in the MLB as we speak right now, guys. The Mets, the New York Mets.
Crazy, bro.
That is, I'm just hating, guys, because they stole our man Juan Soto. So like it was interesting, guys. So like, a reporter asked him a question about like how different life is with without Aaron Judge and with Aaron Judge, and he goes, I had the best hitter in baseball batting behind me. I was getting attacked and more pitches in the strike zone, less intentional walks and things like that. I was pitched differently last year. So it's like, first of all, get your Yankee, like get us out of your mouth. You left us. Like you're focus. You have Pete Alonso hitting behind you now. Like he's been doing very well this season, and you're talking about, oh yeah, Aaron Judge is the best hitter in the league. Like, don't even, what I'm saying? Why even mention that? So it was kind of funny to see. I'm like, come on, Soto. He's been doing well too.
How does it make you feel that Soto's giving flowers to the boy though? He's letting him know. He's not saying he the best hitter in the league. He said, "Listen, I was behind or in front of the best hitter in the league, and this is what happened." I feel like that's pretty good. That's pretty great to hear.
You think so? I took it the other way. It's like Come on, Soto. Just don't even say the captain's name in your mouth right
It's
now.
still like a bit of an excuse. I mean, no matter what, if he's trying to say like it's tougher, I'm not getting pitched the same because I'm not. It's not the same sort of lineup, batting average, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Just hit the ball, bro.
Exactly.
I want to
Just
see
do
MVP.
it. Do the
I wanna
Soto you
see
always did. You know what I
MVP.
mean? Yeah, exactly. Show me.
Don't
Show
worry,
me that.
he'll be all right.
Yeah,
He'll be
I
all
feel like
right.
he'd be okay.
Mm.
I feel like he'd be okay.
Oh, I tell you. Always some excuses. Always some excuses. Listen, you know what I mean? I don't know about y'all, okay? But there's a play-in. There's this little play-in situation going on
Yup.
as we speak.
Yup.
And I don't know YBK. I don't
Yes,
know
sir.
Michael John. If you were able to look at the score, people making excuses.
Oh!
Do we know any outcome of a game yet? Because I know that the Warriors are playing pretty soon.
Yeah, Warriors game started just now. The first 4 to 5 minutes left. But guys, Hawks
We got an
Magic
opponent for round 1.
What?
Hawks.
Boston Celtics have got their first round opponent.
Yup. They are going to be
The
versing.
Orlando Magic waxed the Hawks.
They
I talked about this.
destroyed
I played
them.
ball earlier, and actually they was asking me, who do you got? I'm like, Magic are going to smash the Hawks. The Hawks need Jalen Johnson, and they traded DeAndre Hunter away.
Yep.
They got rid of lost 2 huge components to the team. Good for Dyson Daniels to have a great uptick this year. Trae Young still doing his thing, but they don't got enough. They just don't. So Boston Celtics are playing the Magic. The Magic are the 7 seed.
Yep, they are. Guys, Cole
I like
Anthony
that.
finishes the game 26 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. He only played 20 minutes. He was
Dang.
just starting, I think.
Dang.
He balled
Not
out,
bad.
guys. But
Yeah,
damn,
they put the work-
Orlando
they put the-
Magic about to go to Boston now.
Put the work on them boys.
Yep, and then we got the Warriors right now versus the Grizzlies. I know it's early, but it's 15-11, 16-11. And tomorrow we got Miami Heat at Chicago Bulls, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, and then we got the Mavericks 10th seed versus Sacramento Kings tomorrow afterwards at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. So
I want to go one through one at a time on these. Warriors, Grizzlies. Tell me, why are the Warriors so
Yeah.
trash in the play-in? What is it?
Stephen Curry
Steve
never
Kerr's
won
good at everything but the play-in?
Stephen Curry never won a playing game.
That's what I'm saying. They're 0-3. The Warriors are 0-3 in play-in games.
Yep.
What's up?
I think when it comes to scheming against a team, you know what I mean, Steve Kerr, when it comes to a couple games, he can make it work. But I think when it comes to make it, break it, game on the line, gun to your head, Steve Kerr
tough.
is not that dude. I'm sorry. He got bailed out by Kevin Durant multiple times. He's lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers and the LeBron-led, you know what I mean, and LeBron and Kyrie, Batman and Robin. But other than that, I mean, I just don't see. I don't see at the end of the day, like strong, like decisions, if that makes sense. The last few games, you know, Draymond missed an easy layup. Then you had, you know, Harrison Barnes coming and putting a death shot on you guys as a little revenge game. I think it's just one of those things where they're just not a mentally strong team. And I think the guys like the Kumingas and the Wisemans, they're just not doing it. They, you know, guys like them who when they were in, you know, high school and college, they were the man. I was about to say something crazy. They were the man. They were lit. They were that guy. But now they're on the Warriors and you're playing around Steph. You know what I mean? You're playing around Draymond. And I think these dudes, especially Kuminga and Wiseman, were huge whiffs when it comes to the Warriors dynasty.
Let me ask you about that. Why are they not playing Kuminga? I don't know if you've seen this, Sam, but Kuminga got benched at DNP. Coach choice DNP for that last game versus the Clippers, bro.
And they needed to win.
And
That
they're
was
playing
a tough game.
Quentin Post, bro, is getting minutes from the bench.
That's why. That's why.
Interesting to me that you're turning to, because I feel like Kuminga's got the raw talent and skill. I know he had that bad ankle injury, which is like, I get it, but I don't know. I think it's interesting the lineup that they're.
What's
they're
the
pulling
lineup
out.
then? What's the lineup like? Curry, Pody,
Yep.
Butler,
Curry, Cody, Jimmy, Draymond, and Moses Moody.
and Moses. So
yeah,
Moses
as
is
they're
playing
starting
5?
at the 3.
Yep.
No, at the 3.
At the 3.
Moses is a 3? So who's
Yeah,
so
Moses 3.
Jimmy's
Draymond's
4?
playing 5. Jimmy's playing the 4. Moses playing the 3. Posey playing the 2,
The
and
2
Curry
and
playing
Steph
the
1.
1. So,
Yeah.
who do y'all have then? Right now, first quarter, 18-16 Warriors. Who do you guys got? Or 2016 actually. I just hit a bucket. I'll tell you, I'm gonna take Warriors because I feel like this is where the Currys and the Jimmys carry you over. Grizzlies lost a great defensive starter in Jalen Wells with we talked about that injury that he sustained. I feel like they need a little something more. Plus, they fired their coach. I
Right.
just feel like Curry is gonna be enough firepower, and then you got Jimmy to back him up.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close game as it is. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely, due to the fact that they fired their coach, that's the only reason why I'm picking the Warriors. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a nice first round exit for Steph Curry and the crew because they picked some terrible picks over the last 5 years.
But
And Kuminga, I just think Kuminga at the end of the day is just not. I think he's gassed up. He's overrated. I feel that. He got all the athletic stuff, but the boy can't play ball. He's not a hooper.
I would choose the Warriors here in the play-in, but I feel like Warriors still have a good chance against the Rockets here if they win this and go up and be at the 7th seed. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors get out of the first round and lose in the next one, but I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets get upset if the Warriors win this today.
Really?
I hear that.
That's what I think, yeah.
Okay. What are we thinking about tomorrow?
Yeah, you tell me.
Tomorrow.
Heat and Bulls. Is that any fun, that game, or what?
No. Does anybody want to watch that basura? I'm just confused. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
I mean, Kobe White is nasty. You know what I'm saying? I can watch him for a little bit.
He's
So
a
maybe
baller, but
he's a baller. So maybe I like to see the Bulls, but I mean, you know how I feel about Miami. You know what I mean? The Tyler Heroes and the rest of them, it's not me. Got rid of
I like
Jimmy.
Bam though. I like
Bam's
Bam.
cool. Bam's my boy. I'm cool with Bam.
Yeah.
Bam. I'm with that.
I'm gonna take the Bulls in that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's an ugly game, but I'll take Bulls.
Oh.
Although Spoelstra knows what's good, and he's
Yeah,
been
I
good
was
in
about
the
to say.
play-in. That's the only thing.
true.
But I feel like Bulls have had the momentum at the end of the year, so I'll just ride that.
Okay. And then we got Mavericks Kings. What are we thinking?
YK.
Mavericks Kings. I'm going Mavericks. Mavericks here, but they don't get eliminated right away. But yeah, Mavericks gonna beat the Kings. I think, in my opinion, here at Golden One.
Okay.
Away game for them.
Michael John, what we thinking? Is your boy
I,
Sabonis to do some magic?
Bonus.
I feel like AD is trying to prove a point here, and the Mavericks are going to try hard to win. I do think this is a bit probably the closest matchup because the Kings on one hand do have DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Domantas Sabonis. So firepower wise, the Kings have the star power. That being said, I will go with the Kings. I feel like I'm looking at it right now. I'm my guts like my brain's telling me Mavericks, but my gut's telling me Kings. So I'm gonna listen to my gut today.
Ooh.
I like that.
All
I like
right.
that.
Wow.
What do y'all think about? I thought this was funny that he doubled down. What's his name? The general manager for the Mavericks, Harrison. Is that his name?
Oh
Nico?
my! Did you hear what he
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, he doubled down, quadrupled down, quintupled down on making the trade for AD.
Listen, I saw him hiding out when my man Luca came back and played against the Mavericks recently. I saw him hiding in the tunnel watching as Luca was putting that Luca magic on him. Listen, the man's gonna say whatever he wants to say to try to keep his job. He gonna be fired by the end of next year, maybe in the middle of next year. Don't even worry about that. I might put some money on that bad boy.
He said, "I think once we win, then that will change your mind."
If, when, I don't know. Y'all had a chance. If, when.
I mean,
That's
they
those-
were in the finals last year, and you
when.
traded away that star player that carried your way to the finals.
If, when,
That's
exactly.
crazy. 25 years old
Exactly.
for a 31-year-old man.
JB did them dirty. By the way, he
my
locked down Luka.
goodness. Man, oh man,
Be
guys.
interesting. We'll be once these play-ins are done. We can do our
Oh, I
NBA
can't wait for that one.
postseason talk, which
Listen,
Ooh.
amazing.
listen. I can't wait. I'm gonna be excited for
Yeah,
that. I'm gonna
y'all
be
better stay
for that.
excited for that one, because that one
That-
gonna be fire
gonna-
and fire and
yeah.
fire.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be
Yup,
crazy.
1
Now,
through
now
8, East and West.
listen. So I know we talked a little MLB, and I know we talked a little NBA. You know what I mean? We were talking about some history, talking about the play-ins, you know what I'm saying? But as we discussed in the lineup today, we're going to have a little something called Masters Edition. Okay, now before, if you guys listened to the episode before, episode 28, you know we kind of talked about that the Masters was coming. There was some things that we were thinking about. I was naming a couple guys that I felt pretty good about to possibly do what they had to do. And if you ever listen to your boy when he says put a little money on a little something, you know what I mean? I say you should do that. But we're going to start with the beginning, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of play-by-play, and then we're going to open it up to the guys, and they're going to ask us a couple questions, and we're going to go from there. So, we're going to start with the first day. Day 1, okay? The Masters is a 4-day tournament. You start on Thursday. You play Friday. If you make the cut Friday, you play Saturday, and then you play Sunday. So, day 1. It was a decent day. Guys felt like it was moving. People were going up and down the course. It was a little windy. Not too cold, not too bad. It rained a little bit earlier that week, but they were playing well. The leader after day 1, Justin Rose. Justin's a great player, plays overseas. He was big chilling. Great guy. Love him to death. Okay? Next, we got Friday. Now, Friday is one of those things where you kind of know the course. You've been able to kind of understand who's going to be there, the celebrities in the building, you know what I mean, the sponsorships, all those things. So Friday is really that day where you kind of figure out, can I master the course, or is the course going to master me? You know what I'm saying? So after day 2, guess who the leader was again? Lo and behold, Justin Rose. Okay. Justin doing his thing, we know what I'm saying, he's making it popping. Now, my favorite day, the best day, moving day, Saturday. When I tell you that day was amazing, we had multiple players moving up and down the course. Justin Rose, who was in the lead, dropped a little bit. Guys like Rory McIlroy, who I talked about, you know what I'm saying? He moved up the list. Guys like Bryson DeChambeau, he moved up the list. And after moving day, Rory McIlroy had a couple strokes. We're going to say about a 3-stroke lead coming in. So Justin Rose dropped, Rory came up. Day 4, okay? Now, just to give you guys a little clarity, okay? YBK, do you know how much money these suckers are going to win in 4 days?
You got to tell me. You got to tell us. You got to tell us, David.
Okay, so the purse of the whole Masters group was $25 million.
Damn.
25. That means, okay, YBK, if you were lucky enough to get past the first 2 days, you could shoot 200 on day 2 and on day 3 and 4, and you still getting 50 bands if you come in last. So you chilling, you made your money, you made the cut, you relaxing. However, you coming first, you making $4.2 million. So imagine you got the lead and you going to sleep. And the next morning, you have a chance to win $4.2 million. I don't know about you, but my punk behind ain't sleeping. I'm going to be up. I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be talking to the homeboys. I'm going to be working on my stroke. And that's what a number of those guys did. A few, right after moving day, decided we're going to go on the range. A few decided we're going to go home and rest. And it was geared up to be a Sunday classic. Rory McIlroy, a beloved fan favorite, was going against Bryson DeChambeau, an internet phenomenon when it comes to this game of golf. Through 6 holes, it was up and down. Guys lost the lead. Guys came back. Guys was shanking. Guys was missing putts. It was unbelievable. But in the end, Rory McIlroy was on his way to hit a putt on the 18th green in regulation to win. It's like a 4-foot putt. A gimme on some places. He missed it. He missed it, YBK. And you know what? They ended up being a playoff. Justin Rose, he didn't start the day as the last group, but he worked his way up to 11 under. Went in, worked on the little range, made it happen, came back out, and YBK, when it comes to these playoffs, just to let you know, you play the last hole again. So Rory just kind of coming off the last hole. He just had to repeat the same hole that he did. Did that with the playoff, had another 4-foot putt, didn't miss this one. Guys, were you able to catch a little bit of the Masters? Did you hear anything? Did you see on social media? Michael John, I know you was my golfing buddy and still are my golfing buddy. Were you able to catch a little bit of this? Talk to me.
Of course, you know that. It was a fun tournament for one. Very, very fun because the energy at Augusta is something special. Sam, Augusta has the great rules. We talked about it last time. The hot dogs is the same price. The coffees is the same price.
Oh yeah,
the energy there. No yelling the same way. It ain't fun and games. After they swing, after they make their hits, you could cheer a little bit, but it ain't the same sort of raucous energy. Major championships, there's only 4 of them, right? The Masters, the US Open, the Open Championship, and the PGA Championship. The Masters is my favorite, for sure. I think because we had someone like a fan favorite like Rory coming off of a win, right, in a playoff that he just against JJ Spawn, remember, not that long ago. I think we all kind of had his name circled. A lot of people thought Scotty Scheffler was, in fairness, the shortest odds to win. He's already won the Masters twice. It's the only 2 majors he's won. It was so fun, I have to say. Justin Rose went crazy day 1. Rory was going crazy and then had those 2 double bogeys to end the round. And it was like, rip my hair out my head. I thought it was done on day 4 when Rory was at 14 under and Justin was at what, -8 or something. It was like I was like, it's done. So the fact that it had to, you had to have that cutting it close, it made it enjoyable. Plus the whole LIV versus PGA storyline is still existing. So out of these guys that finished in top 10, Patrick Reed, great performance, 9 under, bro. DeChambeau had a bad 4th round, but tied 5th, 7 under. You got some dudes in there. Even Bubba Watson played well. Crazy. He played well. And John Rahm. So you have a lot of these LIV dudes who still showing that we're right here with these PGA guys. So overall, I had a lot of fun.
I have a question.
Sam, did you catch any of this?
Not really. I was pretty much in the weekend, pretty busy during the weekend. But I have a question here. They played the playoff, Justin Rose, McIlroy, because their score was tie?
Correct.
Exactly,
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So pretty much what happened was I had my score. I played earlier in the day than you. So you're the last person to play. I played a couple of, maybe like an hour, maybe an hour and a half before you teed off. I did some magic, right? Because I didn't have the lowest score going into the final day. But during Sunday, I had a nice score. So I'm sitting on the range wondering, are you going to miss? Are you going to make it? Are you going to double? Like, it's a very electrifying situation because I could be on the range chilling and you could hit a putt for birdie and I lose because
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you could double and I don't have to play a playoff and I could win. You know, one thing that I definitely wanted to just piggyback off with what Michael John said a little bit about the LIV Golf versus the PGA. Mikey, how do you feel about the fact that Rory McIlroy gave up, over, we'll say $100 to $200 million. And I know we talked about this in the previous episodes. Gave over $100 to $200 million to stay in the PGA so that he could play this event specifically.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? How do we feel about that? And then him winning this, do you think it was worth it, or do you feel like kind of like, still kind of doing him dirty a little bit?
I mean, I feel like if you're asking me as more of a golf casual, like I love the game, but I can't give you, I'm not a purist the same way some of these other guys are. I think LIV has proven it don't matter. Like, yeah, we paying these guys big bucks and they deserve to get paid big bucks because the PGA Tour has capitulated to these LIV players and said, we will invite, if you're nasty, like a true top 50, top 100 in the world, you're going to be invited to these big tournaments, even the PGA Championship. We're going to allow these guys to come play because at the end of the day, the sport is the sport, right? So, in my mind, if you want to go play for that league, you want to go play for this league. When it comes to these world championships, we talked about the World Baseball Classic. They don't all have to come from the MLB, the Olympics. You don't have to all come from the major sports leagues. You can come from whatever league. So, I think it's a win for all sides, if you're asking me.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think so too. I mean, and I think the crazy thing is, I think Rory has been looking for this Grand Slam title for a while now. YBK, the Grand Slam is that you've won all four of the top big majors throughout your career. There's only five before Sunday. There was only five guys in the world who has ever done that. So it was a very big, prestigious situation, and he waited over 11 years to win this. So he's already had the Grand Slam kind of locked up for almost a decade, and he needed the, kind of like this one, kind of one win to kind of cement his legacy. Do we put Rory after this win with this Grand Slam? Do we put him as a Mount Rushmore? Or is he still, does he still need to win a little bit more before we can talk to him and even think about him being the GOAT?
Well, you come on. We know there's two dudes without a doubt up there ahead of him, right? Without a question, Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. So you got to talk to me after that. What you think? I don't
No,
think he's done. I don't think so. You know who? Again, as a golf fan, but maybe not a golf purist. Ben Hogan is the OG. Ben Hogan's golf swing, fix your golf swing. I remember reading it when I first started, so I still like his name comes to my mind before I think of Rory McIlroy even.
that's true, man. I mean, listen, like I think, when we look at and saying who is the top golfer in the world, there's a lot of names that could come up even through this season. You know what I mean? From DeChambeau to Scheffler to McIlroy. You know what I mean? Even a couple of wins with Xander Schauffele, your boy Xander. He was 5 under this week. So I think. I wondered to see if Rory can kind of, since he's been chasing this ghost for so long, if this kind of alleviates a lot of the pressure, where he can start winning
Yeah.
tournaments again and not have to be so concerned with, I have to win the Masters. I have to win the Masters. Because I think that's the only thing that's been eluding him over this last decade, which is insane.
Couple more wins, he might be up there, but I just remember too Arnold Palmer. Come on, I'm thinking of
That's
like
true.
these names, like
Oh, the Arizona
yeah,
bottle. Oh, half
Arnold
and half.
Palmer, bro. Come
I
on,
love
we're
that.
talking
I love
about
that.
Mount Rushmore, but Rory's making a case for it. He just got to win a few more. But well, let me ask you a question. I got one more thing to toss out there. You think that it's possible before his career ends that Philly Mickelson can hit that U.S. Open? You think it's past his time?
I think he might have one more run in him. You know what I mean? We haven't seen Phil play on some major tournaments in a while. He's flirting with that senior league, you know what I mean, in a sense, but I know he's played a couple where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to play with some of the senior guys," but he's killed them so bad. So it's like one of those things where he's like he's too good to kind of go into like the old man league, but he doesn't have enough stamina to kind of stay in the young man's league in the PGA. YBK, one of the things of why a lot of these guys kind of phase out in golf, it's not the fact that they can't hit the ball, and it's not the fact that they can't play well. You got to understand, the amount of yards that they're walking per day over 4 days. It's over 7,500 yards every day. So you're walking about 5-6 miles every day for 4 straight days, and on top of that, you got to be, you're squatting with, you're hitting the ball, you're doing all these things in the sun and stuff like that. So it's easier if you have a cart for some of these older brothers, but the PGA, they ain't letting no carts in.
There's no carts?
Soon. No carts, pimping. You gotta walk it. You gotta walk it.
Why is that a rule?
I think because of the fact that there's an integrity of the game where walking with your caddy was kind of how the game was played. If you think about in Scotland where they created it, you walked it. You didn't ride in a car. You didn't ride in a horse. You walked the course. So that's a big reason why guys like Tiger Woods haven't been able to capture Jack Nicklaus, because at the end of the day, his body, he just had a ruptured Achilles. You know what I mean? So even that, his body just can't hold up for 4 days. It could do a day. You know what I mean? It could do 2 days. But 4 days of grinding it out, it's not sustainable. Not sustainable.
Like you have to maintain focus. Wow.
Exactly. The whole thing.
Wow.
One person that I do want to shout out from this Masters tournament, Ludwig Aberg. This guy, you know what I mean? He's a young guy. It's his second time playing in the Masters. He was a runner-up last year. He came in seventh this year. But if you watched a lot of his putts or a lot of his approach shots over this weekend, he had a chance to win numerous times. He missed about 7 putts on Sunday that were probably within 4 to 5 feet for birdie, and he had to do these tap-in pars. And even throughout the rounds, he was missing some putts. Mikey, one question before I know we've been talking a lot about Masters, but I do have a real quick question before we move on to our next segment. How important do you feel is that experience during these tournaments are compared to raw ability? Because it's looking like the McIlroys, the Justin Rose, I mean, even Corey Connors, a lot of these guys are seasoned veterans, and they were kind of able to stay in the top 10.
Yeah, well, I mean, Connors, I feel like kind of blew it on round 4. I mean, he shot 75 and kind of took himself out of that contention. And it's these guys that have been there and done it. Like Justin Rose is bro, like in his mid 40s, and he's been playing this tournament many, many years. And you see why he performs so well under pressure. Rory has been there, done that. You could feel toward the end, especially when he missed the putt on 18, you could feel the pressure of the moment. And experience is going to be huge for these guys. I mean, everyone isn't cool with ice in their veins like Scotty Scheffler, who doesn't even play his best round and ends up -8 over the weekend.
He played like absolute trash, and he still was -8.
Damn.
Like
crazy. He had that meltdown on 18 on that one hole. So, I mean, there's a couple guys, DeChambeau as well. You can be really good. You can be a nasty driver, but 3 over on round 4, and you finish 7 under. Whereas in the winners finished 11 under. You just have to go under 1. You shoot a 71, you're in a playoff. You shoot a 70, you're winning. You're leading the pack. So I think that experience, but golf, you know how it is. It's a fickle game. You could be the best in the world, and you're not gonna win every tournament. It's just how it goes. You got to string together 4 clean rounds. And these tournaments are really fun, especially when there's this much money in the line. He was talking about, I think $4 million for Rory, $4 million.
$2 million for the runner-up. So 2.2 for the runner-up, 4.2 for the winner. I think if your boy Scotty made $1 million and your boy Xander made $588,000 off of 4 days of work.
Yeah, and then also the FedEx Cup. The winner of the FedEx Cup will earn another 25. So if you win the FedEx Cup, you win 25 million. And look at that's 750 points in the FedEx standings for Rory right there. 500 for Justin Rose. Obviously, the Live tour players ain't getting those points because they're not in the FedEx Cup. But nonetheless, there's a lot on the line. So I think it's fun, and I'm glad we're incorporating a little bit of golf talk into it, because I remember being a kid and watching my pops was watching golf, and I didn't really get it. I didn't think it was as exciting. Now I really be feeling it. I was watching live, running over to my wife. yo, look at this putt. Look at this approach shot he hit. Oh my God, he sailed the putt. Like, oh my God. So as it comes down to the end of it, it really is fun. It's high stakes.
I got to shout out my Koreans right here. Top five. Sung Jae Im -7. Top five. He's 27-year-old. I saw, and also another Korean I saw here. Byung-Hoon An, 21st tie, 21st -2.
Hmm.
And the man that Mikey talked about, Minwoo Lee, top 49, +6. But top 49, the math's pretty good.
He
Pretty
made the
good.
cut.
He's
Made it.
young. He's young, dude.
He still got money.
So,
He still got
yeah,
money. He still got
still got some
54,000.
money.
Yeah.
And a lot of these dudes, you got Sam Burns, Davey Thomas, Minwoo, JJ Spawn. Like a lot of these guys are so young. They're making their first or second, appearance on the Masters circuit. You know what I mean? Some of them, this is their first or second year on the PGA Tour. So kind of like Mikey said, golf is a very fickle game. You got to know your body. Every day is different. You know what I mean? You could be waking up one day and your driver is great. The next day, you can't hit your irons. We've had days where on the range, Mikey can't hit a ball, but then he be on the course, he be getting almost practically hole-in-ones. And then there's days where he's nasty on the course, can't hit a ball. It all depends on the situation and what you're feeling. But I'm very grateful, to be able to experience this and kind of show my love for golf with my MSD crew, with my brothers.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, babe. You know what it
Sir.
is.
Masters. Let's get it.
It's
Listen,
just the start of it. So we'll make sure to keep golf into the
Definitely,
rotation. And
definitely.
as we put a bow on the night, I just wanted to quickly recap UFC from this past weekend, 314 in Miami. We're just gonna stick with the main card. I'll quickly run through these, right? Dominic Reyes is back. Former title challenger. A lot of people thought he beat John Jones when they fought. Nasty KO on Nikita Krylov. It looked a lot like when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo, stepping backwards, left hand straight to the chin. So Dominic Reyes is back, and he's fighting a top five his next fight. Bryce Mitchell, he's in the headlines always. This fool be talking crazy. The
wow.
dude he fought, Lord John Silva, be talking even crazier. This dude jump on a cage like a spider. John Silva dominated Bryce Mitchell and choked him out. Ninja choke, knocked unconscious. So he put him to sleep. Bryce Mitchell was talking about he was going to put Lord John Silva down like a dog, and Bryce Mitchell got put to sleep. That is for sure.
On the slate.
We had Patricio Pitbull making his debut from the Bellator, former two-division champion, simultaneous champion, fighting the amazing striker, unorthodox Yair Rodriguez, and Yair Rodriguez was too much for Patricio. It was a solid pace, like a little bit more technical, but Yair, those kicks was just a little too nasty, and he caught Patricio with a nasty shot in the second round, or third round, and almost finished him, but won the decision. One of the big fights of the night, biggest stories. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett looked like the real deal. He's straight out of Liverpool, and y'all know how the Englishmen are, and y'all know how like the Irish are about McGregor. It's like the English about Paddy. He's really rising to stardom, and Michael Chandler did not look great. He got hold of Paddy in round one, took him down, but really couldn't do much with it. And Paddy really bloodied Chandler with some crazy ground and pound in the third round to seal the deal on this one. So he's gonna fight one of the big names guys his next fight. I don't know who it's gonna be, if it's Charles Oliveira, if it's gonna be Dustin Poirier. We don't know who the name is gonna be, but he's getting a big test his next fight. Maybe Dan Hooker versus Paddy the Baddy would be really fun. Those dudes is both crazy and willing to let the leather go. Last fight of the night. You have the first ever person over the age of 35 years old to win a lightweight title fight.
Wow.
No one or under, sorry, it's featherweight title fight. No lightweight, no featherweight, no flyweight has ever won after the age of 35 in a championship fight until Alexander Volkanovski reclaimed the featherweight title.
Let's
versus
go.
Diego Lopez. Volk did it. He did do it. He did that thing. He looked beat up after. I don't know if y'all saw any of the clips after, or the pictures. Like, these dudes let it go on each other. I thought it was a great fight. I thought Volk moved a lot. He's moving a lot, lateral movement. piecing him up with the jab. Diego Lopez has a lot of explosive power and dropped Volk once and then had Volk really hurt in the fourth round. But Volk just his chin held up. That's what happens when you take some time off and let yourself recover. You could take a few punches, a few hard punches. So I think big respect to Volk, and I'm excited to see who he's going to defend against. Let's give him till like I say maybe around September, August, September, because he's going to need some time to recover. But all in all, a really, really interesting night, and I'm excited to keep the UFC ball rolling, just like we're going to keep the golf ball rolling here with MSD.
I love it,
Nice,
baby.
nice.
I love it. I love it. What was your favorite fight, I think, of the night? What did you feel like, oh my gosh, like this was nasty business?
I think so for me, fight of the night, like competitive wise, was Volk and Lopez.
Okay.
My KO of the night for sure, Dominic Reyes with that left hand on Nikita Krylov, absolutely filthy, stepping back. I'll send it to y'all so you can see it if you haven't caught it. And then I'll say performance of the night was probably Paddy the Baddy. He looked the best. Maybe a tie between Paddy the Baddy and Lord John Silva, because John Silva looked like he was playing with food. Y'all gotta peep this guy. I'm gonna have to show y'all this guy because
send us a clip.
he's an absolute nut. He's like barking. He's jumping on the cage like a
Barking,
spider,
wow.
holding the cage with his feet and hands, going crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
he's on some crazy, but he wins. He puts up, put up or shut up.
Listen,
So
in the
fun
UFC,
night,
that's
guys.
what you need to know, for real. Shoot.
Facts.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's it from Michael John's Octagon for this week, y'all. But I'll be back.
Listen, we
Let's
know we
go.
love Michael
Some
Jones
more.
Octagon. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Michael J-
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Take us home, YBK.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow. Episode 29, guys. We got to tell our listeners and viewers about the next ep here. A sneak peek over here. Next episode, guys, is going to be episode number 30. And it's going to be an exclusive 2024-2025 NBA playoff episode, everybody. So it's going to be crazy, action-packed. Hope you guys enjoyed the play-ins too. But yeah, that was like a little sneak peek right there, guys. So yes, sir. RCR Presents MSD Sports, episode 29. My name is Sam. You can find me at YBK up in here. We got Mikey over here. You can find him at Michael John DeStefano. We got David Camden over here. You can find him at Mr. Club Paradise. You can find us, the MSD crew, at RCR MSD Sports. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. And we'll see you guys on the next pod. Peace.